kind of box themselves into the thinking that you have to do everything online. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of really good bloggers have traced their roots in offline, offline circles. For example, my blog, glendemands.com, was born out of requests of people for me to start blogging. When I tried blogging, launching a business for the first time in 2011, I tried blogging, and to be honest with you, my knowledge level of search marketing and content marketing at the time is not that far off from what I do now. What's the difference? Why did my 2011 venture fail? And why did the 2014, 2015 one really, hit the home run? The difference is relationships. Noong 2013, I was invited to talk in a conference called Morgon, which is the biggest gathering of search engine marketers in the Philippines at the time. So I spoke there. People seemed to like the talk, and afterwards they started requesting me, asking me if I had a blog. And at the time, I didn't have one. So by the time that they asked me to start blogging, and I got motivated to blog, by the time na nagsulat ako, first article pa lang, maabot na ng 200 likes and tweets yung mga articles ko. Not like the journey of a lot of bloggers wherein they really struggle to find a way to get attention right out of the gates. Here's here's a turning point. Some of you may know him. Si Jason Asidre, easily pinakasikat na SEO sa Pilipinas. This is a prime example of boosting your blog through relationship building. Sikat sobra yung blog niya, which is kaiserthesage.com. And I happen to know a common friend between the two of us. Nagkainuman lang talaga kami. And then I suggested to him that maybe I can guest post on your blog at one time. And then he was really impressed with the article. And then he published a post talking about the best SEO specialists in the Philippines. And he mentioned me as one of the people that he looked up to in the community. To that day, pag sinerch mo ngayon, SEO specialists in the Philippines, nagra-rank ng number one yung post niya. And my name is always mentioned with a link to my own blog. So that kind of relationship, just meeting a like-minded person and then kind of getting to the good graces of that person will immediately raise your blog profile. It shows that one of the top 5 drivers of traffic on my blog is a blog post from him where he. So huwag niyo sayangin to. When you're on my blog, don't just listen to the speakers and then go home, forget about it. Meet new people, build relationships with them, collaborate on ideas, and that will help grow your network, which in turn is a synergy for making your blog stand out and then get recognized. So next up, na-cover lang, no? Pero when you're blogging and then you're tweeting, don't think that you own all the ideas in the world. The fact of the matter is, even if you're a subject matter expert in whatever you're blogging about, whether it's hotels, travel, recipes, you probably pick up what you know from an expert in the industry. Some expert might have influenced you. So when you tweet or promote your blog posts on Facebook or even within the blog post itself, always mention your sources. Wala pong nakakahiya na bigyan nyo ng credit yung tao. Mas lalong nakakahiya if you're trying to, take all the credit to yourself, but people notice that you really just stole ideas from other people. Here's a prime example. Last March, I was invited to speak in SMX West in Silicon Valley in California. And after that, I published a blog post talking about what I did to get invited, to get the attention of the people organizing the biggest search marketing expo in the world. So I gave credit to the editor-in-chief of Marketing Glen. So when I tweeted, I mentioned him and gave credit that I picked up some ideas from him. So when he noticed that, he retweeted it. So ako ang followers ko sa Twitter are about 300 people. This guy has about 30,000. So just by mentioning him, I get a retweet from him. My blog post gets a lot more readership, introduced to a whole new set of audience, just by giving credit where credit is due. So that's the second thing. Give credit where credit is due. If you are getting ideas on your writing, on your blogging from experts, mention them, give them credit. Alright, comment strategically. Your blog is not an island that exists by itself in the world. So there are a lot of bloggers in your industry, and you don't have to be ultra competitive to the point of trying to ignore them or dismiss their existence. The better strategy is actually to befriend other bloggers who talk about related content. So get to know the neighborhood of your blog. Sino, if you're blogging about food, sino ba yung mga ibang food bloggers dito sa Pilipinas? Talk about them, mention their insights, and then go to their blogs, comment strategically. That means ask questions and voice out your own thoughts. You know, that really does a lot of good because if that blogger allows commenting and then the commenting section of his site allows linking to your own blog. If you comment enough and become a good, a significant enough presence, that influencer eventually recognizes who you are, nagkakaroon ng recall value, same goes for his readers. At some point, these people will get curious who you are and why you're commenting the way you are, in a very smart but polite way. And then they're going to get curious and click on your blog. So comment strategically, it will introduce you and your blog to new audiences. All right, the next one, not so much on promotion, but on your content strategy. Diversify your content. Hindi articles lang ang pwedeng blog. More often than not, video blogging, podcasts, creating infographics, and SlideShare decks. Who among you guys use SlideShare? Marami na. So, well, not the majority, but SlideShare is kind of like the YouTube for PowerPoint decks. You won't believe how many leads we've got, my blog and I generated just by, publishing SlideShare decks that can be embedded within blog posts. Those generate inquiries, and the same could happen for you. So don't think that articles are the only form of blogging that you can do. Podcasts, videos, as I said, decks, a lot of different things which can be posted in a lot of different prime real estate sites on the web will introduce yourself to a lot of new audience. So keep that in mind. Next up, find relevant. Find relevant content communities. So Reddit, Facebook groups, find bigger and better places on the web outside of your blog where people talk about the things that your blog also talks about. So sa Reddit, there are a lot of subreddits which talk about even the most niche of topics. So as I said, if you're talking about travel, go to, subreddits and reddits that are focused on travel. Same goes for Facebook groups. And then don't spam. Don't spam. Don't just go there and post links to your blog. Participate in the conversations, and when it's right and appropriate, you can post links to your blog. So, example niyan, when I joined SEO Organization Philippines, a Facebook group, 4,000 members, sometimes I post links to my blog in order to answer the questions of people who are finding challenges in their own campaigns. And if I happen to write an article about that, i-click nila, and then what do you know, after a year or two, medyo kilala ka na sa SEO community. Same can happen to you. And then this one, not many people use this, pero it's called HARO, or Help a Reporter Out. So a lot of online journalists try to find people whom they can get quotes from if they're writing about, say, food, travel, cars, whatever. If you happen to be a blogger who is also a subject matter expert on those things, you can subscribe to HARO. What it does essentially is that when a reporter is trying to find the subject matter expert and you happen to be, one of those guys, pupunta yung HARO will connect you to that person, to that reporter. So, ano ang end game nito? You're going to open yourself in your blog to a lot of opportunities wherein you get interviewed by online journalists, sometimes as big as New York Times and Bloomberg, naghahanap dito. So a lot of those reporters will often also give you credit by either mentioning your blog or linking back to it, all because of this. Ngayon may bayad na siya, I think, $50, $99 or something like that. But if you're running a business blog, this would be a worthwhile investment for you. Just one time na ma-mention ka sa big online publication, which worth the, the cost of admission sa service. And then this one, a lot of us are struggling to grow our audiences on our Facebook pages. This is one good way to attract a lot of targeted Facebook traffic. So for one of my travel clients before, we noticed that yung name ng site is Tour Italy Now, and it has a Tour Italy Now Facebook page. But it's not getting a lot of traction, only 2,000 likes or so. What we did was that, why don't we try to create a Facebook page called Italy? It's not branded, but we won't get sued if we create, a page about Italy, because it's common knowledge that nobody owns Italy. But so what do you know? In a year or two, 70,000 likes just because people readily like Italy. What do we use this for? So essentially, we use this for promoting our content and the content of other influential Italy travel bloggers. So anytime we have a blog post, we publish this on the non-branded Facebook page, and then it gets maybe 4 or 5,000 visits every month just because of the non-branded Facebook page. So if you're a food blogger, maybe try creating a page about sinigang, a sinigang fan page, and then every time you good, madali like yun. So, like, you like sinigang, like this page. And then anytime you have a recipe related to sinigang, post it there. And you won't believe how many people like sinigang. Or maybe you will. Okay. Sorry. Last one would be rich feeds, especially if travel, fashion, anything that women generate in life. There's this social network called Pinterest. I'm not sure how many of you guys use it, pero it's been around for a while. Rich Pins allows you to automatically pin a lot your blog posts to your Pinterest wall. So we were surprised that this could actually draw maybe 20,000 visits a month. For that same website, yung Italy website, it easily outperforms Facebook just because of all that woman traffic. So if you are blogging about things that ladies will be interested in, Google nyo lang. I don't have time to explain. Pero rich pins, tandaan nyo yun, rich pins. That's all I have for you this afternoon. Thank you very much.
Glen, stay on stage to give you your certificate.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we would like to thank Glen, Dimaandal for joining us here at Dimaandal. We will approach him later for questions.
Yay. Thank you.
Thank you, Glen.
Okay, thank you, Glen.
Thank you po.
Glen. Thank you, Glen. So,
Thank you, sir. Carla, ikaw una, di ba?
yes. Our next speaker is more than 5 years in the internet marketing industry. He served both brands in the Philippines and abroad. On the topic of formulating a social media strategy for your blog, here's the owner of Social Delias and the hopeless romantic of internet, Mr. Carlo Angelo Gonzalez.
Ooh, good. Ooh, good. Ooh, good. Ooh, good.
So I'll make my presentation quick. I only have 15 minutes. So how to create a social media strategy. The speaker before me already